You ever see a team walk into a game knowing they don't belong? Not just outmatched, completely outclassed. That's Colorado tonight. 9-15 on the season, stepping into Hilton Coliseum, a place where better teams than them have crumbled. Last game, the Buffaloes took a 71-59 loss to Kansas, and it wasn't even that close. 38.6% shooting. A miserable 4 for 23 from 3, and 14.7 turnovers per game. That's not an offense, it's a slow-motion collapse. And now they're up against Iowa State, a team that doesn't just win games, they dominate them. Last time out, 77-65 over UCF. Their offense is surgical, 81.5 points per game, hitting 48.1% from the floor. But here's what makes them terrifying: defense. Iowa State doesn't let teams breathe. They allow just 66.9 points per game, they force 15.4 turnovers a night. And when you play in Hilton Coliseum, that pressure doubles. It's a place where opponents don't just lose, they fold. Vegas set this line at -17.5 Iowa State. That's not just a spread, that's a statement. The books are practically telling you, Colorado doesn't stand a chance. The Buffaloes are walking into the storm, and the Cyclones. They're about to take care of business. And today's AI pick is Iowa State -17.5. This isn't just a game, it's a lesson. Colorado is outmatched, outworked, and out of time. By the time this one's over, Hilton Coliseum will have done what it always does: separate contenders from pretenders. Now, let's talk Game 2.
Some games are fights. Some are wars. And then, there are battles where one side walks in with a chip on their shoulder and something to prove. That's Villanova tonight. 15-10 on the season, fresh off a gritty 73-71 win over St. John's, where they shot a smooth 53.1% from the field and 11 for 24 from deep. That's efficiency. That's poise under pressure. But tonight, they step into XL Center, home of the 17-7 UConn Huskies, a team that plays fast, physical, and relentless. Last game, UConn edged out Creighton, 70-66, but let's not sugarcoat it. They shot just 39.4% from the field and 23.1% from three. That's not dominance. That's survival. Now, let's break it down. Villanova's offense is steady, 75.4 points per game, 47.2% from the field, and a lethal 40.2% from deep. But their real weapon? Free throws. 80.8% from the stripe, which means if this game turns into a grind, the Wildcats aren't leaving points on the table. Defensively, they hold opponents to 67.7 points per game, 42.7% shooting, and 34.1% from three. It's not perfect, but it's solid. They force 10.5 turnovers per game, and they've got just enough grit to frustrate an opponent that struggles with efficiency, like UConn did last game. The Huskies? They've got size, they've got skill, but they've got inconsistencies. They shoot 48.5% from the field. They score 78.7 points per game, but last game they needed Liam McNeely to drop 38 points just to survive Creighton. That's a problem. Because if one guy has to carry the load again, Villanova's defense will make him work for every single bucket. Vegas says UConn, 7.5, expecting a comfortable win for the Huskies. But here's the thing, Villanova isn't built to get blown out. They keep games tight, methodical, and frustrating for the other side. If UConn isn't hitting their shots, that spread gets dicey real fast. And today's AI pick is Villanova plus 7.5. This isn't just a game for the Wildcats. It's a message. UConn might walk in thinking they run the show, but Villanova? They've got the shooters. They've got the fundamentals, and they've got the toughness to make this one a fight to the finish. Let's see if the Huskies are ready for a war.
My hands don't move. They don't need to. You don't need hands when the mind does the work. And right now, my mind is painting a picture, a scene, a setup, a story. Houston, 24. A powerhouse, a machine, rolling into Desert Financial Arena. Looking to add another win to the collection. Last time out, they took down Baylor, 76-65. Efficient, ruthless. 50.9% from the field, 10 for 24 from deep, 12 of 16 from the line. Every shot with purpose. every possession with weight. They force 14.4 turnovers per game, and their defense, it's not just good, it's number 1 in the nation. 57.3 points allowed per game. That's the kind of number that makes opponents rethink their career choices. And yet, something about this one doesn't sit right. Something about Arizona State tells me they aren't coming to lay down. 12-12 record. Average? Maybe. But their last game? 111-106 loss to Texas Tech. That wasn't basketball. That was a war. They shot 55.6% from the field, 48.1% from 3, and still didn't win. But you don't drop 106 points on accident. That's firepower. That's a team that can hang. Adam Miller, 22 points, 58.8% shooting, 43 minutes on the floor. That's a player who doesn't break. This Sun Devils squad isn't pretty, they aren't perfect, but they fight. They score 74.5 points per game, they hit 71.4% of their free throws, and they aren't afraid to run. Vegas says Houston, 11.5. That's a big number. That's a number that assumes Arizona State gets buried. But I don't see a team walking into its own arena to roll over. I see a team that's gonna scrap, gonna claw, and gonna make Houston earn every single point. And today's AI pick is Arizona State plus 11.5. Houston wins? Maybe. But not by 12. Not against a team that just proved it can trade punches with anyone. Not against a team that's got nothing to lose and everything to gain. This spread is too wide, and the Sun Devils? They're about to prove it. On to Game 4.
There's a difference between big-time programs and teams that are just having a good season. Kansas. They've been here before. They know what it takes to walk into an opponent's building and come out with a win. BYU? They're about to find out the hard way. Kansas 17-7 on the season, a program that doesn't take nights off. Their last game, a 71-59 win over Colorado, where they shot 46.6% from the field, pulled down 38 rebounds, and forced 8 turnovers. That's not just playing basketball, that's imposing your will on another team. And let's talk about Hunter Dickinson. The guy is a force. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 72.7% shooting last game. If BYU doesn't bring their best, he's going to own the paint and dictate exactly how this game is played. Now, BYU. 16-8 on the season, coming off a 73-69 win over West Virginia. Respectable, but let's take a closer look. They shot 45.5% from the field, 35.7% from 3, and turned the ball over 10 times. That's solid, but solid doesn't beat Kansas. Stat for stat, this should be close. BYU scores 79.8 points per game, shoots 48.0% from the floor, and they can move the ball well, 16.8 assists per game. But here's the problem, they're not battle-tested like Kansas. When they face elite competition, they don't dictate the game. They react to it. Vegas has BYU favored at 1.5, but let's be real, Kansas is the better team. They've got the defense to control tempo, 66.3 ppg allowed, 43rd in D1. The rebounding, 38.9 per game, and the playmaking, 14th in assists nationally. When it comes down to it, big game teams win big game moments. And today's AI pick is Kansas plus 1.5, they're getting points? That's a gift. Kansas doesn't walk into arenas hoping to win. They walk in expecting to win. And tonight, they do exactly that. On to Game 5.
There's a reason some teams don't just win, they control the game, they dictate the pace, they set the standard. And that's exactly what Wisconsin has been doing all season. 19-5 record, coming off a 74-63 win over Iowa, where they held the Hawkeyes to 38.1% shooting and won the rebounding battle 37-35. That's how you close a game. John Tonje, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. The guy steps up when it matters. Wisconsin isn't flashy. They're not highlight reel basketball, they're efficient, disciplined, and relentless. Now, Illinois. 17-8 on the season. Fresh off an 83-78 win over UCLA. Good win, shot 50.9% from the field, 11 for 28 from 3, 90% from the free throw line. Offensively, this team has firepower, 85.1 points per game, 7th in the nation. That's no joke, but here's the problem, they give up 71.3 points per game. They allow 39.9% shooting, and they don't force enough turnovers to shake Wisconsin's rhythm. Wisconsin isn't running and gunning with Illinois. They're slowing this game down, playing half-court basketball and controlling every possession. Illinois wants a shootout. Wisconsin wants a fight in the trenches. And when it comes to those games, the Badgers don't lose. Vegas has Wisconsin minus 3.5. And that's the right number. They're at home, they're dictating pace, and Illinois won't get the high-scoring chaos they want. And today's AI pick is Wisconsin minus 3.5. They set the tempo, they control the glass, and they send Illinois home with a loss. Now, let's recap tonight's AI picks. Iowa State minus 17.5 total mismatch. No contest. Villanova plus 7.5, they don't just cover. They make it a fight. Arizona State plus 11.5, too much firepower to be counted out. Kansas plus 1.5, the better team getting points. That's a no-brainer. Wisconsin minus 3.5, slow, methodical, and dominant. If you like what we're doing, hit that like button. Subscribe, and don't miss out on more AI-powered picks. We aren't just making predictions, we're giving you the edge. See you next time.